Well, it's an amazing tale of triumph, actually. So the building was built in 1929, and it was just a community building. They would have dances here. It was sort of used as this all-encompassing place. And then it was eventually turned into a movie theater where old movies were screened. And then it sort of, as big theaters and malls became popular, it sort of died out and almost burned down once and was almost being threatened to just be demolished and turned into a parking lot. And then this group of locals came together and said, we don't want to see this building go. If you walk through the theater, there's more space in the green room and in the costume storage area and in the theater itself than a lot of working theaters you'll see. And it's really got great potential. So they created this group, the Friends of the Churchill Theater, and they got grant funding through the state, and they put in their own money and got volunteers together to save the theater building from being demolished. And they got it incorporated and said, we're going to keep this here, it's going to do plays, and we're going to keep it alive, and we're going to be obligated to the community to do theater and to have educational opportunities and make this a hustling, bustling hub of activity, which it has been for going on 35 years now. And something we want to focus on more is our education programs, because really there's a pull for that around here. We have our two big programs. We have our Green Room Gang Summer Theater Camp, and that's been around for 17 years, I think. And really, and I've worked with it for 5 years, and just the impact on the kids is so huge and so heartwarming. And we also do a winter program that's happening right now called Basic Acting Skills for Kids, BASK. And this is our 4th year now of doing that too. This is a family area, so we've got kids that are interested in learning, and it's not just about going on stage and shining as a star. It's if you want to be a politician or a doctor or anything like that, you need to know how to communicate with people and express yourself physically and vocally, and it's huge. But so with 5 shows a year, plus any of the bookends that we're doing, plus our education programs, we've got a full season, and it's pretty tricky to manipulate that and work it so everyone has time in the theater. So we sometimes use the theater office for a rehearsal space. There's the St. Luke's Church right across the street, and they let us use their parish hall to conduct rehearsals if we don't have time. So really, I mean, it's amazing how busy we are. We just closed a show, and someone's building a set across the street in the theater right now for the next one. So probably, as you mentioned, it is an old building. It's been around since 1929, I think, and probably the biggest issue is we just had a reserve study conducted on the theater, and so it's got kind of the layout of the physical needs of the building for the next 30 years, and the dollar sign is daunting. Since we are a volunteer organization and we operate almost entirely on ticket sales and donations, that's kind of the biggest challenge. I mean, right now, the big number at the very end of the 30-year span is $1 million. Which is not something that we see at all. But that's over a span of 30 years for what's going to need to happen in order to maintain. But probably within the next 3 years, I looked at what the reserve study was indicating, which is leading us to about $300,000 worth of repairs that need to happen in order to kind of keep things rolling along. So I think most importantly, we just want to say we're here, we're doing theater, and our doors are open to anyone who's interested. And it doesn't have to be going on stage. It can be working on a costume or just building sets. We have people that are retired builders who are still looking to fulfill that itch, and so they come in and they work on the sets, and we do some pretty impressive sets here, so that's really fulfilling. And I think just the fact that we are a community organization, we really focus on making ourselves available. We have anyone from the age of 7 to 70 working on these shows, between our youth theater productions and just our main stage productions as well. We're kind of a family. We had a cast party last night for Jake's Women, which just closed yesterday, and it was really overwhelming seeing the vast difference in age and lifestyle and everything, but everyone was together and so happy to just be involved in this special little place.